What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet, and I'm black up in your face again with some more pro-black commentary. So it appears that the mega mammy minstrel, known as Lizzo, has gotten herself into some big trouble. For those who are unaware of what the story is, Lizzo has been accused of being verbally abusive to her dancers. So, because Lizzo is an exploited mammy herself, now she has become the master and has decided to exploit other females like her, other big females who are desperate to get some sort of positive attention. She has decided to exploit them by hiring them to dance in the backgrounds of her shows. But as she's doing so, she's also abusing these women. So behind closed doors, she's verbally abusing them. She's forcing them to do things that they don't want to do, whether it be, lose weight or any type of weird sexual weirdo stuff that goes on in Hollywood. And it's come out now that some of the dancers are actually suing Lizzo about this and trying to get a lawsuit against her. And even other people have started to come out corroborating what these dancers have said of how how mean Lizzo is behind closed doors. And this story is interesting, and the only reason I'm doing this on this channel is for two things. One, it proves my point when it comes to how these Hollywood Negroes, you do all this weird stuff behind closed doors, or this society or this industry convinces you to do all these things, but you don't seem to realize that the same people who are paying you and the same people who are pushing you to do these debauched acts and to be this weirdo type person, they're cataloging everything you do. Okay, so when you don't do something that they want you to do, or when they just feel it's your time, when they just feel like they need a story for whatever reason, they're going to bring these situations up and put them into the public eye and let you just be torn apart by the mainstream media. Okay, they knew Lizzo was mean to her dancers for a long time. They probably encouraged her to do so. They knew that Lizzo forced her dancers to do weird sexual acts at brothels and whatnot, and they decided to catalog that and pretty much like kind of put it in their back pocket for later. So whenever they needed to bring it out on Lizzo, that's what they did, and that's what's going on right now. And this happens to a lot of these Holly weird Negroes where they do these stupid things trying to impress people within their little Hollywood circles, and the folks are basically just cataloging everything they do until they can pull it out on them. That's my opinion. That's what happened to Bill Cosby. They knew that he likes messing around with these trashy ass white women, and all these white women were opportunists, right? So they just cataloged that and waited for the right time when it was time to dump Bill, when it was time to tear him down, when he was completely abandoned by his own community and had not a lot of protection from his own people. They decided to pull that bag out on him, and they basically tanked a lot of opportunities and things that he was trying to do by doing so, by bringing that stuff up in the media. It even cost him time in prison. So now they're doing the same thing to Lizzo, all right? And it couldn't have happened to a nicer person, okay? I don't really feel sorry for Lizzo. I did videos about her years ago, and then I kind of stopped, not because I care about her per se, but it was more just like I didn't feel like piling on, and I felt like it's painfully obvious that she was being used by, once again, this Holly weird society, because they used her as the poster child for being obese and pushing that out there. And they got her to do all types of just really debauched, mammy type behavior to the point where they literally had her out there assed out. They literally had her out there in like a thong and her big, wide, hippopotamus-sized butt showing at a public event. And they never missed the opportunity to have her on some talk show or some award show twerking, playing the flute, or just being very loud and ignorant and very mammyish, just playing a big minstrel stereotype. And they had her out there doing all that stuff. And she should know better. All right. I know she knows better, but I think for her, whatever attention she can get was what she was willing to pay for. She was willing to sell her soul for that. So she decided to go for it. And now she's getting exactly everything she ever wanted. She's getting all the attention she could ever want, but not for what she thought she was going to get it for. Okay. She let a lot of these idiots out here, a lot of these, either whether it be white folks or very dumb, misguided black folks, pump her head up and make it seem like she was the second coming or the next great thing or the best big thing out there. And they pumped her head up. And now all those people are turning their backs on her. That's very interesting that, they build you up so high. And I always say that they only build you up high so they can drop you from a farther height. The higher they build you up, the farther you have to go to fall down. And that's how it is. We saw what happened with the actor Jonathan Majors. I'm talking about like right at the height of them building him up, him being in two big time movies and them building him up as the next great actor. They pulled the plug on him with the quickness. And you saw how fast people turned their backs on him, how fast people dropped him, how fast other idiots out there came to attack him. All these weird moist dudes in Hollywood came out to attack him. So as soon as they get the opportunity to do so, they'll build you up and then drop you like a bad habit, literally. And that's what they're doing to Lizzo right now. And once again, couldn't have happened to a nicer mammy out there. All right, I don't really feel bad for her, not at all. And if it's 100% true, because the truth be told, I don't even know if it's 100% true of what's going on with these dancers. I think some of it is true though, and some of it is probably, if you want my humble opinion, some of these girls are just like Lizzo. They wanted that type of opportunity to get out there and be mammies for white folks' entertainment. But I think that, they're probably going along with it to a degree. And now that is their turn, or they feel like it's their turn, they're going to try to get attention in another way by filing a lawsuit against Lizzo. So we'll see how things go. Maybe they'll go ahead and let them just have one big mammy sumo match to settle it all. That'd be a great way to settle it. Instead of going to court, we can have a big old mammy sumo match out in the middle of Broadway somewhere and see how that goes. I don't know. You folks let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on the devil's back.